All right, welcome back to Hardball. Well, next week, middle of next week, they are all going to be on stage together. Well, not quite, actually. It's 2 stages, 2 nights, 10 candidates a night, 20 candidates for president, the Democratic race. How does the Democratic race stand heading into that debate next week? Well, some brand new polling we can take you through here. First of all, here is a national poll, national Democratic race. This was the Fox News poll out this weekend. And again, it shows you this is kind of the holding pattern, I think, heading into the first debate. Joe Biden over 30%, clearly in the lead, clearly the front runner. Not overwhelming in a way we've seen with some in the past, but certainly he has created separation since getting into the race. The question, of course, then becomes, how's he going to perform? The spotlight of that debate and the spotlight that's going to come after that. Biden has only been campaigning kind of intermittently. I think that's going to pick up after the debate. So this is sort of where he starts. Let's see what happens once he takes the stage. Bernie Sanders, the runner-up in 2016, a distant second you see in this poll. And sort of a jumble of other candidates who've moved
Give me the stage.
Chase to Sanders. They're all trying to stand out, obviously, in this debate. One of the interesting divides that we've been seeing continues to be the case. I'll show you in this poll on the Democratic side. It's been a divide around age. So this is the overall number, but look at this. Folks under 45 years old. You see Biden leads, but barely. 21% for Biden. Look at that. Sanders right behind him, 18%. This is folks under 45 years old. Completely different campaign, completely different election when you flip it around to over 45. Look at Biden support. It explodes. It doubles. He goes from 21% to 42%. People over 45 years old. Sanders, his is practically cut in half. He goes from 18% and right on Biden's heels all the way back to 10%, losing to him more than 4-1. There are a lot of Democratic voters who are over 45 years old. There are a lot of voters who are over 45 years old. We don't always talk about them, but that's been one of the sources of strength that Joe Biden's had. One of the reasons he is the front runner right now. It's the strength particularly from older voters. We also got a readout from some of the key early primary caucus states over the weekend. This CBS YouGov poll, you can see Iowa, Biden continuing to lead there. Now there's Sanders. Remember, 2016, Sanders came close in Iowa, almost knocked off Hillary Clinton. Also, you see Elizabeth Warren getting some traction now in Iowa. Double digits for her. Buttigieg at 11% in Iowa. How about New Hampshire? Biden again. Similar number for Biden there. Interesting dynamic to keep an eye on as the New Hampshire race unfolds. Sanders and Warren, both neighbor state senators. Vermont next door to New Hampshire. Massachusetts as well. Interesting thing to keep an eye on. And then there's South Carolina. We say age is one of Biden's sources of strength early on. South Carolina points to another source of strength for him.
Check it out.
The lead he's got in this poll. We've seen other polls in South Carolina that have him significantly ahead. And the big reason is that Joe Biden in South Carolina and nationally so far has been doing substantially better with black voters than with white voters. It's been a big source of strength for him. South Carolina, the Democratic primary electorate is more than 50%, more than 60%. In 2016, African-American, and Biden right now continues to run very well with African-American voters. It's why he's ahead so much in this South Carolina poll, and it's another reason why he has that lead going into the debate nationally. So that's where things stand right now. But obviously, when they get on that stage, everything subject to change. We will see. And several of the Democratic contenders took part in a major event today focused on poverty and inequality. We've got a live report from the Poor People's Campaign Presidential Forum coming up. You're watching Hardball.